In less than a week to President Mahama's September 30 deadline for street naming in Ghana, many metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies are hanging name tags on streets. Wa is one of the regional capitals winding up the exercise. Vice President Kwesi Amissah-Arthur has just returned from a working visit to the Upper West region, during which he held a wide inter-party consultations that went into the exercise aimed at proper planning and security. Nuto Bibini Nuto has the story.
Names are a common phenomenon in some countries, but the same cannot be said of Ghana, partly because of scattered settlements, sprawling Zango communities, and unplanned settlements. The 18-month ultimatum issued by President John Mahama saw many metropolitan, municipal and district assemblies work with alacrity to meet the deadline. The Wa municipality of the Upper West region, for instance, is winding up with a street naming exercise with less than 1 week to go. After some consultations, the street names chosen captured all segments of the society: the royals, the Tindambes, the Malams, and the Zongos, who are settlers. It also considered religious groups. When Vice President Kwesi Amissah-Arthur got to Wa on a working visit to the region, the MCE of Wa, Isahaku Nuhu Putiha, said, being the regional capital, the rich history of the Upper West could not be removed from the street naming mix. Some heroes had their names captured. President Jerry John Rawlings was the leader who carved the Upper West out of the Upper region, while A.A. Ampofo was the chief director who laid the administrative foundation for the region. Dr. Hila Liman is also the only president produced by the region, while George Ferguson of the colonial era is said to have managed to secure Upper West as part of Ghana instead of Burkina Faso when the sub-region was being partitioned. For these reasons, their names must be inscribed on tablets of gold.
To have Ike Achampong down there. Towards the locals. What did he do for the region? We per the citation we had some locals houses, a number of them down here. Then he was so instrumental in us getting those affordable houses. And along that stretch, that is where we honored him.
So, is the exercise not a 9-day wonder as many others?
This process of numbering houses is a process. It can never be an event. Because the very day we finish numbering the last house as we see today is the very moment somebody is digging his foundation to start his house. And then that very day, an assembly secures some funding to buy additional diesel to pave a street in an area that we need to name. Now, the importance of what we're doing now is to show our willingness as a government to ensure that all streets and houses are numbered. It's not just the aesthetic side that people see that interests us. But what interests us most is that once we have a database, it will then enhance their revenue mobilization base, plus additional things that we all stand to gain as a local government.
Vice President Amissah-Arthur was impressed with the street naming exercise, which he believed would help tourists find their way and curb crime.
They have started on a nice way, and I hope they will conclude with the numbering of the houses, and will be able, when you register a phone, for example, be able to put a house number on it, and that ultimately the postal services will be able to deliver letters to people in their houses, as is done in many places, especially in a neighboring country like Nigeria.
In all, 70 poles have been mounted, with 56 streets named. Out of this number, 3 are statesmen, with the rest being corporate bodies and traditional authorities. Nto Bibini Nto, GBC 24, Wa.